for 5 minutes.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's good to see you again. We've had several interactions over the years, both in this committee and over at the library. So, Dr. Hayden, it's good that you're with us again. When the Library of Congress was first founded, it was intended to be a resource to inform Congress. Over the last 2 centuries, the Library of Congress's role in our nation has expanded to include greater direct engagement with the American people, as many of the projects that you've discussed here today are illustrating. However, in recent years, it seems that the library has moved away from its primary and preeminent mission to support Congress in the legislative process. Now, as the longest-serving member of this committee, I've seen some changes in that over the years. In fact, several years ago, we were having a hearing with the library regarding the strategic plan, and there was an effort then to change the mission statement to minimize the role being the Library of Congress. And most recently, in many of the Library of Congress's branding, which emphasizes library in big bold letters with Congress in much smaller letters beneath it. So there's been a concern of a shift away from being the Library of Congress. So the question is the library still focused on its preeminent mission to serve Congress and to prioritize Congress among its customers? And if so, how are you carrying that out?
Well, thank you for that question, because we remain, and it's in our name, the Library of Congress. And by opening up more opportunities for the general public, Congress's constituents, to access some of the collections, we have not deviated from our primary mission to serve Congress. The emphasis on the Congressional Research Service shows that. They are still the research and reference arm for Congress, and we have extended what services that we can provide for Congress. So that is still in our mission. We have not deviated from it, and we won't.
Well, that's good to hear. Just and going forward, and the things that are happening with bringing the public more engaged, I think is very, very good. Just as we go forward, I think it's important that we continue that it's the Library of Congress, not just the National Library. So I thank you for your response there. On another issue, in August of last year, SIGI produced a report with serious allegations surrounding the independence of the Library of Congress's former Inspector General. The report found that Inspector General Hyde's relationship with a senior employee wrongfully created the appearance that the independence of Inspector General Hyde and his office was compromised. According to their report, the IG compromised the independence of his office. Are you familiar with that investigation and the findings of CG?
I am familiar and received notice. The library received notice in, I believe it was January of 2023. That's when we first received any indication about the investigation itself, that the issue had been closed. And also in that intervening time, Mr. Hyde had left the library in 2020. Right. And so that's the only notification that we got from
And the reason I'm bringing this up is a whistleblower had alleged many of the findings that were highlighted in this report. But the whistleblower was fired by the Library of Congress. Now, that whistleblower came to my office several years ago with these types of allegations. We looked into it, didn't find really anything credible at the time, but now that this report has come out, this report is alleging the same things that this whistleblower alleged that led to their termination. Real simply, we're running out of time here. Is the Library of Congress willing to reopen their review of the conduct toward that particular whistleblower, now with this new revelation that there may have been truth to the allegations?
I would need to work with you on getting information about the particular whistleblower.
Okay.
And also work with the current acting inspector general at the library.
Okay.
So I definitely want to follow up with you on that.
Okay, I appreciate it, and I'll
look
make
into the
sure our
matter.
staff gets with your staff, because we
That
just
would
want to
be
make sure
helpful.
that this gets covered. So, thank you, Dr. Hayden.